Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's special presentation titled How to Trade Like a Pro. I want to first talk about what you're going to learn here in today's presentation. Number one, 5 common principles professional traders follow, an extremely easy and effective short-term trading strategy, and last but not least, how to quickly and easily identify the best trades. And my promise to you is that if you follow the steps we discussed today, you'll know how to identify the correct setup, entry, and exit for each trade. So what makes a pro a pro? What are the qualities that separate these guys and gals from the average retail investor? First, they're realistic. They know that there's no magic pill that they can take that will make them better traders. Success in this industry comes with time and effort. Just ask anyone who's ever been good at anything. They'll tell you that it took hard work and it didn't happen overnight. Next is that they control their emotions. They don't allow losing trades to affect them. Pros don't think of the money first. They focus on doing the right things and making the right trades. They know if they do that, the money will come. And one of the reasons they feel this way is because they place trades based on facts and data rather than gut feelings. And we've all been there. We've all placed a trade or two because we just knew it was going to go up, right? We had a feeling. Well, pros don't think that way. They look solely at the information in front of them to make decisions. They're prepared. They know exactly when they're going to get out of a trade, even before getting in. They've examined and tested different techniques to figure out which one is best. And lastly, and most importantly, I think, professional traders are disciplined. They stay sharp and focused when things are going well and resilient when they're not. So they have a plan and they stick to it. Now, what happens if you continue to struggle with some of these things? You'll go broke. Now, I don't mean you'll be unemployed living on the streets, but you won't be playing this game too much longer. Losses keep building up and you wind up broke with no more money to invest. If done the right way, you'll know exactly what you're doing no matter the situation. And once you start to develop better habits, you'll start to see more consistent gains. So there's a big mistake traders make when first starting to implement short-term trading systems. They follow unproven, complicated strategies. They think they need to use 5 different indicators and 3 different moving averages to help them identify entries and exits. For some reason, new traders who are just starting out trading this way find value in complexity. Most times, that only leads to confusion and ultimately frustration. What I want to show you is what's called the RSI-2 trading system. It was developed by Larry Connors. Larry Connors is an author and trader who has over 30 years in the financial markets industry. This strategy focuses on stocks in long-term uptrends, but are experiencing short-term corrections. And what I love about this system is that it's so simple. It uses 3 indicators, a 200-day moving average to identify the long-term trend, and a 5-day moving average and relative strength index, RSI, for the short-term trend. Let me show you how this strategy works. Here, we're looking at a graph of AMAT, Applied Materials, over the past 12 months. AMAT has been a great stock. Overall price moves from bottom left to upper right, but there have been times where the stock pulls back a bit. It stays above the 200-day moving average, but falls below its 5-day moving average. Long-term uptrend, short-term correction. The final piece to the puzzle for this system is to add RSI. Relative Strength Index identifies overbought or oversold price situations. Now, the industry standard look-back period for RSI is usually 14. The more that price gains have dominated over large losses during the past 14 periods, the smaller the number subtracted from 100 will be, and the closer to 100 the RSI will be. On the other hand, the smaller the average gain is relative to the average loss over the last 14 periods, the larger that number subtracted from 100 will be, and the closer to 0 the RSI will be. So the net effect of this is to give you an oscillating indicator moving between 0 and 100, where the extreme levels are 30, and 70. And you can plot this on a chart over time, showing the RSI movement. Now, using the industry standard settings though, you can see that the RSI fell below 30 only once. Now that would have been a great opportunity for some really decent short-term gains, as you can see. What Mr. Connors does is he speeds up the indicator and changes the look-back period to 2. And when you do that, you also have to adjust your extreme levels. So he moved it down to 10 and up to 90. And you can see how many more signals it generates. I'm only going to focus today on the bullish signals. Signals that occur when the RSI 2 goes below 10. So when it falls below 10, along with the price of the stock being below the 5-day moving average, there's your setup. A setup is when specific conditions are met that tell you to get ready to enter a trade. Let's look at what this trading plan looks like on paper. Entry rules for this system is you buy only when the stock is above the 200-day simple moving average and below the 5-day simple moving average with the 2-period RSI below 10, and you enter near the current day's close. You enter near the close of the day. Profit exit criteria, and you exit when price goes above the 5-day simple moving average, and you exit also near the current day's close, near the close of that day. Let me first explain the candlesticks as they appear in VectorVest. A red filled candle means that the price of the stock on that day closed lower than the previous day's close, and it also closed lower than the open of that day. So a filled candle, whether it be red or green, means that the close of the day was lower than the open of the day. A green candle means that the close of the day was higher than the previous day's close, and if it's unfilled, it means the close of the day was higher than the open of the day. Very important here, particularly with this trading system. So we saw on that 1-year graph that AMAT has stayed above its 200-day moving average for the entire past 12 months. So this system generated a setup here on March 8th of last year. Price of the stock is below the 5-day moving average. That's the white line here running through price. And the 2-period RSI here is down at the bottom with the red dotted line at the value of 10. So with this system, you would have bought roughly $18.78. That was the close. Remember, we're buying near the close of the day. The price of the stock was below the 5-day simple moving average. RSI 2 was below 10. We buy near the close, and we sell near the close of March 10th in this case, because the price of the stock is now above its 5-day simple moving average. That's a very nice 2-day gain there. Same stock, different setup. Price of the stock below the 5-day moving average. 2-period RSI below 10. Buy near the close of April 21st at roughly $20.95. Sell a few days later when the price of the stock goes above the 5-day moving average at $21.27. Another winner. A month later, price of the stock below the 5-day simple moving average, 2-period RSI below 10. Buy roughly at $19.61. Sell the very next day at $19.85. That's another winner. A month later, buy near the close of the 15th of June at $23.70. Price of the stock, again, below the 5-day simple moving average, 2-period RSI below 10. Sell, in this case, 4 days later, so a little bit of a longer trade, at $23.83. So a smaller gain, a gain nonetheless. Here on the 2nd of August, buy near the close of that day at $25.97. Again, price of the stock below the 5-day moving average, 2-period RSI below 10. In this case, you sell 2 days later for a 40-cent gain, which on a $26 stock is almost a couple of percent. Here's another example. Buy on the close of the 9th of September at $28.86. Sell a few days later at $29.43 because the price of the stock was just slightly above the 5-day moving average near the close of the 14th of September. Another example here, price of the stock below the 5-day moving average. Remember, we saw that 1-year graph. We know it's above the 200-day. 2-period RSI below 10. Buy near the close of this day at 29.66. Sell 5 days later at another nice gain because the price of the stock is above the 5-day moving average. Here's another one. Buy at 28.64. This one was a loss. I'm not afraid to show you a loser, folks. This one you bought near 28.64, sold at a 32-cent loss about a week later at 28.32. And I'll show you one more here. On the 3rd of January of this year, bought at $31.94, sold at a really nice gain about 4 days later at $32.78. So here were just a few examples of one stock, AMAT. Now, AMAT actually had 26 setups in the past 12 months. Out of those 26 setups, folks, there were 21 winners and 5 losers. That's an 81% winning trade percentage. Now for the best part. Over the past 12 months, I looked at 4 of the top VST stocks in the S&P 500 watch list. Skyworks, AMAT, Adobe, and CHTR. Over the past 12 months, there were 69 RSI2 setups. Hope everybody's sitting down for this. There were 62 winning trades and only 7 losing trades, which is a 90% winning trade percentage. Again, 4 of the top VST stocks in the S&P over the past 12 months. You may be thinking, wow, this is great. I love this. But I don't have time to look at graph after graph after graph each day to identify these setups. If I'm supposed to enter near the close with this trading system, I would have to spend a lot of time to find a handful of candidates, right? Well, what I'm about to tell you eliminates all of that time. No matter what we teach you here at VectorVest, we want you to be able to do it faster, smarter, and better. We've put together a 2.5-day workshop where we teach you techniques from 5 of the very best professional traders in the industry. You'll learn top trading strategies of the pros and how to quickly and easily identify the best trades. I hope you saw that if you learn to implement strategies like the one I showed you today, you will achieve the success you're looking for. That's why we've put together this workshop right here in our Cornelius, North Carolina trading facility. Now for the exciting part, as if you're not excited already. We will be live video streaming this workshop in 2 weeks so you can join us from the comfort of your own home, similar to what we did for the Tampa 2-day investment seminar in January. Now let's talk a little bit about what you'll learn at this workshop. Here are the 5 pros that we cover in the 2.5-day workshop. First is Jeff Cooper. Mr. Cooper has some really exciting short-term trading systems called 1-2-3 pullbacks and expansion breakouts. Linda Bradford-Ratchke, she's done a lot of work actually with Larry Connors. They wrote a book together as well. She's got a trading system called the Holy Grail. Charles Schaap, he has 2 fantastic trading systems, 50-50 strategy, which uses RSI as well, but a little bit of a longer term RSI look-back period than a 2-period. And a wonderful strategy called 80 Excellence, which uses ADX and DMI. Steve Bigelow has done a ton of work with candlestick formation, so we'll teach you a couple of his very best trading strategies. And of course, Larry Connors, the RSI2 trading system that I showed you here earlier, and he's got a trading system that uses RSI, but strictly for ETFs. Now, the time frame on these trading systems, what I mean by that is the holding period varies from pro to pro. Larry Connors is a very short-term trading system, as you saw, where you're holding stocks for maybe a couple of days. But Charles Schaap, Linda Ratchke, they slow things down a little bit. So the pros that we're going to teach you here, folks, at this course have trading systems for every temperament. Most importantly, you get hands-on trading by our senior instructors. In fact, both myself and Steve Chappell, who's the director of Trading Systems Design, will be there as your instructors. Now, this course is valued at $2,995, but register now for the early bird rate of $2,499. $195. Now the course, folks, is on March 15th through the 17th. It's a 2.5-day course. Information can be found at our website, VectorVest.com. Let me show you. I'm at our main website, VectorVest.com. I'm going to click on Live Events, go to US Events here, and we've just added the Trade Like a Pro Workshop online events video stream. So if I click on that, more information on this website, such as the full 3-day agenda. You could see day 1 laid out, day 2. Also, it's a half a day on day 3, where we will be doing, Steve and I will be doing live trading that day. So here's what to do, folks. Call the number at the top of the screen or visit our website, VectorVest.com, and sign up for our Trade Like a Pro Workshop live video stream. You will leave there with a rock-solid arsenal of techniques to supercharge returns. Steve and I really look forward to seeing everybody who's joining us live, as well as attendees joining us via the live video stream. Have a great evening, everyone, and we look forward to working with you.